Holler if you hear me, and welcome to tonight's edition of Art Uncensored. It is the top of the hour at 10 p.m. Eastern. We are here and together because, I thought we would go in and continue on right this. This may or may not just be the epic conclusion to the Playboy vintage retrospective that we have been doing, starting with the last full decade right there of the 2000s right here. Oh, yes, yes, yes. We got those all up right in here, ready to go. I still have these I showed you the other night. Yeah, my purchases from Chicago Comics when I was there in town for C2E2. Yes, that Russian blondes. They're a big weakness for me as well as the gingers out there. This, which I keep promising, this will be a free gift for somebody to ship someone out to there. But hey, I do have so there will be tomorrow. There will be another postal video to do. So why not? And then we've got the single greatest cartoonist in Italy, Milo Manara. Two works of his. Yes, yes, yes. No. This being one of the two series of his that got adapted into Cinemax late night movies in the late 90s, early 2000s. Yes, yes. The Erotic Misadventures of the Invisible Man, it was called. Well, here it was called Butterscotch, as a reference to the butterscotch scent that the Invisible Man here leaves behind. Yes, because it's sort of like the opening of him when you first, quote unquote, see him. It's kind of like that. The Chevy Chase Invisible Man movie that John Carpenter directed in the 90s, Memoirs of an Invisible Man, where you just see him. And, these ones, hey, there's no nudity or anything, so you can see what's going on. Yes, very, very precise penmanship there. Very great use of the. Also, a great example of what I've been saying about how in Europe, the European style, the clean line drawing style is the predominant form for the work of cartoonists over there. As established by the great Hergé with his Tintin series, and that's been what most of them have been doing ever since. And yes, that stuff, it's very much an appeal. It sings to yours truly. All right, there, little bit of a singer, I do that, although I did not perform at any karaoke. Although at C2E2, they did have that little rest up spot that did have karaoke, and you'll be seeing that, like how today, as promised, you got the unedited footage of me on my Amtrak trip to Chicago there for C2E2. Tomorrow, you'll be getting another video there for members. It'll be of the trip that happened there. It'll be a part 2 of my first day in the city, where you'll see me there on the trek from the Union Station up to my sister's home and all that. And actually, my mother recently told me that, yeah, she actually helped my sister move into that place. And yes, those 3 flights of stairs you had to go up, because there's actually 2 entrances or exits to the place. There's one there's one indoors and one outdoors. One is this outdoor kind of balcony, and the other is an indoor balcony. But hey, yeah, imagine going up there. My mom even said, yeah, that was quite a workout having to move her heavy stuff up there. Yeah, I mean, I've got, with the things I have, the amount of things I have, I can only imagine I probably would need, some bodybuilders to go and help me with that. I mean, with Nick just recently sent me 10 of the 2 5-packs of those comic book long boxes. So yeah, I'm thinking, well, yeah, and a lot of them actually, I have more long boxes now than I have comics, but that's actually a good thing, because then that means now a long time of what it is I will be getting in the future, what either I'll be getting myself or whatever I receive as gifts or whatever. Well, when it's comic related things, well, now I've got more boxes than I have material, so I won't have to worry about running out of those for a good long while. So that is nice. And yes, on top of that, he also sent a couple of the Daredevil Epic collections, which run the gamut from the when D.G. Chichester was writing the character, and really underrated Daredevil writer there, even into the edge of when Scott McDaniel was his artist, and when Scott McDaniel both they reinvented the character with the Fall from Grace storyline, where the classical red tights were replaced with that black and red with the samurai shoulder pads, armor, and all that, and also Scott McDaniel's evolution from the kind of style he started drawing out, which I mean, wasn't terrible, but it was just there, versus the Frank Miller inspired heavy inking, high contrast style that he adopted with the Fall from Grace storyline that he kept on going there. And then when he went over to DC and was the artist on the first monthly Nightwing book, initially he was still doing it in that style, although eventually he did go and change into other directions. He started becoming more cartoony and less focused on heavy shadows, and stayed on that book and stayed for about the first 3 to 4 years or so, till eventually Greg Land came in. And Greg Land had been involved with Nightwing before. Greg Land was the artist on the Nightwing miniseries that did well enough to then prove to DC that a Nightwing monthly book would actually work. And I'm guessing they learned their lesson after what happened with the Tim Drake Robin, where they did that miniseries that did really well, but then they did 2 more miniseries of Tim Drake instead of just going into a monthly book. And then, yeah, after 3 successful miniseries, they got the hint and gave him his monthly title. But yeah, here with Nightwing, it just took 1 hit miniseries to then go on to the monthly book that ran for the next about 15 years or so. It wasn't until just before the New 52 that, that first volume of Nightwing as a monthly title ended, and which, I mean, all right. And they did that thing where they made him Grayson. And yeah, the Nightwing, Nightwing just didn't exist for a bit. Yeah, that crap. Sorry about that, but yes, Scott McDaniel on there. And the thing is, since then, it's not that he's like given up on doing work. I see he does his own YouTube channel, and that he has his own website where he sells artwork, and that there's like the videos he does on his channel are linked to his website, and he'll do like drawing instructions on like, here's how he does, this character or that. The main things he's known for being Daredevil, Nightwing, of course, that's the stuff he gets the most requests for. It's like that. When John Byrne did that Sci-Fi Wire interview where he talked about, he now, ever since like the 2000s or so, most of his work now is just doing private commissions. And he mentions that when it comes to the commission list of what he does, almost always it's like X-Men characters are always on the top of the list, followed by then maybe Fantastic Four or Superman. Now, you might get those that want to go and be more obscure, and those that know, he really got big doing Marvel 2-in-1. It was doing Marvel 2-in-1 and Power Man and Iron Fist. That's what led to him coming on the X-Men, because he could work to a monthly deadline with time to spare, to the point of when, from the late 70s onwards, he was drawing and or writing multiple monthly books regularly up until like I think the late 90s or so, because he was just that skilled and also that productive, which was music to the ears of any publisher. Yeah, it was initially on Power Man and Iron Fist that he was doing with Chris Claremont as the writer, that was their first real collaboration. And then from there, that was what led to eventually, X-Men's doing well, but Dave Cockrum, even on a bi-monthly basis, has a hard time making up the deadlines. Maybe we could bring in John Byrne to take things over, and John Byrne can work monthly. And that's significantly what helped boost the success of the X-Men. Not that the All New, All Different wasn't doing well. It's just that, bi-monthly still, and that, kind of rat race the business in the late 70s. So yeah, a guy who can work monthly, they did that. And it's, that we can keep the writer on, and it's a tested writer that's tested it with this collaborator on another book, which I think also during that run, on Power Man and Iron Fist that Claremont and Byrne did before they started working on X-Men together, was where Sabretooth first showed up. If I'm remembering Marvel Comics The Untold Story correctly, there you go, right there. So that's a little bit of fun. And this also today I did go out a bit more. I had errands to take care of. I had business to take care of. I had things to restore, around here. Also, my sister's recommendation of having more vitamin C and getting more sleep. So I slept earlier, and the usual, the emergency I have that you see me on my weekend streams and all that. Yeah, I had another shot of that and went to bed earlier than usual. Did all of that, and it's helped a bit more, although still that means there's so much more things to take care of and so much more things to do. Like the postal video there is just a portion of what I've been going out and taking care of, what I've been going out and doing. And there's more of that to do tomorrow and all that. Like I said, that there's another postal video to take care of, and there's more things to get out and do. But I was able to squeeze in a little appearance. I knew when I came back to the city that I wanted to go to Liberty Comics back there, at least go to that store and show them the stuff I got signed. So yes, I went to there and showed, Monkey Man and O'Brien and Excalibur, Mojo Mayhem, and now I got those both signed, with Mojo Mayhem being signed by our friend Chris Claremont and our friend Art Adams there. And, when I got the photo taken with Art Adams, my sister said something along the lines of, well, you can tell that he doesn't really like to be photographed. And well, it's a little strange because I've seen other like times on the internet where people take their photo with Art Adams and he'll look a lot happier with it. Like I remember when I was still on Twitter seeing, I believe it was on Adams' Twitter feed, a convention appearance he did where he got his photo taken with Gabriel Iglesias, the comedian, Fluffy, he likes to call himself. I want to, oh wait, I want to go and see if I can easily find this. To prove this. With Fluffy. Hey, it's Fluffy! Apparently, well, Google Images isn't doing the results there. Oh my god, yes. Well, we all know how much the MCU likes to race swap stuff, and yeah, it could be when you take one good look at Fluffy, it's easy to imagine him being somebody that would get cast in the role of the Blob in the MCU X-Men. Since everything's got to be race swap, but with Gabriel Iglesias, he actually would look the part, even if he's Latino. But yeah, that's a little bit of a no. So that even there, that might be too close to actually respecting the material to understand. It's like what people are saying now about when it comes to the more we learn about the Fantastic Four movie and how more and more it sounds like shit. And the idea of when you see John Krasinski's little cameo as Mr. Fantastic in the Doctor Strange sequel, how yeah, they listen to the fans, but they don't respect the fans. They hear the fans want to see those John Krasinski and Emily Blunt as Mr. Fantastic and as the Invisible Woman, but they don't want to go and actually give them what they want to see, just a little bit of it, so then the insufferable bitch America Chavez can go and have them all wiped out. That's what we got to see. Same reaction I have to people that would rather listen to a one note idiot who's just friends with the right people like Drunk 3PO than listen to me. But well, this is a little bit of a hey, wait. As we've been seeing with Playboy, it seems from the 70s all the way into the 2000s, still most of the time, the back page is all about wanting you to drink. They want you to drink or they want you to smoke. Sometimes it'll be the front, the inside, and the inside of the back cover will also be related to smoking. But this one, actually, no, it's about a diamond. De Beers, a diamond is forever. In the back, Dewars, they're Dewars. You want to, you take that. Fuck pillow pants. I'm sorry, Jesus. Oh. TV's Dream Team. Well, I don't know what TV she was on at that time. So so many women, so much sex, one man's story. That might actually be significant. We could try that one out. And this is one of those covers you see where it's like a gatefold cover, but that's why the cover's printed to see a bit of the photo in there. And what's the big gatefold? More Marlboro. And this is already years after Joe, Camel, and all the other smoking advertisements were removed from TV under the Clinton administration. A little detail I'd like to keep reminding you of when it comes to talking about who gets what kind of censorship and what gets what kind of regulation. Remember the parental advisory stickers you'll hate on rap albums or whatever. Yeah, that was all led by moral watchdogs like lifelong Democrat Tipper Gore. And politicians like lifelong Democrat Al Gore's running mate, Joe Lieberman. Yes, those kind of ladies. And well, they got the contents picture is very, very nice, but I can't show those because I did go and do that video as promised. Yes, we saw in real time how we went up, and took care of the age restriction. Although I also went and did the lobby for the last night's stream to not be monetized. But nope, yeah, that is they've confirmed that last night's stream is not suitable for advertisers. But apparently it's suitable to notice this, and there's Gwyneth Paltrow alongside Hefner at this Playboy party. And I'd like to remind you that there's other magazine issues from this era where it shows Playboy parties featuring Harvey Weinstein. You know, the woman that Gwyneth Paltrow thanked when she won her Oscar. And hello to Donnie in the chat right there, the first one to come in and speak. Yes, don't be surprised if Vanessa's not showing up. Vanessa's busy tonight. But also, well, there's nobody naked in these spreads. I'm just double checking. But back when he was allowed into polite society, and yes, this is when the Playboy Mansion was considered polite society by the moral degenerates of Hollywood. But you've got Joe. You notice there's James Woods in one of these pictures. James Woods right next to Tony Curtis. Also, the goth girl from Ghost World, the leading Ghost World, also in American Beauty, the one who was 16 showing her tits. Yeah, remember that? And, and Kato Kalin and Mr. Michael Bolton. Those are fans of Michael Bolton, or well, remember when that Alyssa Milano was entertaining? Yeah, it feels like forever. February 2000 feels like forever ago, doesn't it? Yes, it very much does. Or, well, hey, no. Why wear anything else? Trojans. If wouldn't that be an interest? I wonder, has there ever been a woman that actually did keep a Trojan right there? Keep that stored? I mean, thinking protection, but I mean, if they have, I'm for it. Like I say, use protection, asshole. Now we're getting into the, well, strange that the advertisements for the Playboy channel, the full page ads for them in the back here, don't have any nudity in any of the photos, at least not in these ones. More than you ever imagined. Playboy's strip shirt search. There's also Sex Court starring Julie Strain. Debbie Does Dallas a New Beginning. Playboy's cheerleaders. Naughty Amateur Home Videos. Yeah, they're and there's the sex court with Julie Strain. Yes, long may she reign. That was a R.I.P. Julie Strain. Still one of my most viewed streams ever, being the Julie Strain tribute from around the time she died. Here's one. My Favorite Playmate by Louis Anderson. Louis Anderson's favorite playmate, Lisa Ann Pedriana. Sounds like a while ago, but okay. We also have one with a photo of Hey, what? Bill Maher being a whoremonger that liked the Playboy Mansion? Yeah, well, what a surprise. But also, you've got, a Hebrew gentleman that the women actually like being around, Jeff Goldblum, and of course, Vern Troyer. Vern Troyer, the tripod, he could use it as a kickstand. Or here's the Playboy wear as being modeled by Miss April 97 and General Hospital star Kelly Monaco. That shit, she went into acting and actually has been on General Hospital for 20 years, I think. And good for her. Boldly going where no gift has gone before. Mach 10. Yeah, remember those Mach Gillette commercials, Mach 3 or Mach 4, all that? They were. How many different razors? How many blades do you need on one damn thing? Yeah. They're all yours. Playboy's Book of Lingerie, which also features Kelly Monaco on the cover there in the center. The brunette in the center right there. Very nice. I might track that one down. I mean, hey, I'm all for it. This one's just simply saying sexual products, but hey, there's a nice lady right there. Got a little dirty duck. Oh, and then we've got the, I'm guessing, Carol's Cobra. Yes, Cars by Ken Gross. Let's see. The Shelby Cobra CX4000. Now, this looks like a much nicer, fancier kind of car right there. Very upscale, very, very fun. Now, that's one that, an affluent gentleman would be riding. And there's a picture of the 1999 Playmate of the Year. On top of it, Heather Kozar. And yes, I do have her Playmate of the Year issue. Very fun. Would you like it if you could see a lady like that at the local diner? I mean, we got local diners around here, but it's like, ladies that have been working there for decades. 20 Questions with Steven Van Zandt of the E Street Band, but also this was when he was on Sopranos for a long time. And well, there is Miss Angie Everhart. Well, she's not naked in this photo, so I can show you this. Both crotch and labia, because come on, this is Playboy 2000. We know that labia is shorn. Around the time that I think she was dating Joe Pesci, and also when she was in Another 9.5 Weeks. I mean, come on, why not? And I remember before that, there was the famous, what was it? Oh, yeah, her being in multiple years in the swimsuit issue, including one year where she was in the swimsuit issue posed on a desert with Rebecca Romaine when she was starting to appear in the magazine. Which that's A-okay to me. That is A-okay to me. Well, I'm pretty sure Razorfist would not like to see this one. Don't cross John McCain. Oh, he Then again, he was a uniparty shitheel, so of course they would be, secretly praising him. Man seeks virgin powder. Well, maybe I'll start doing more snowboarding in the upcoming winters if I'm promised more areas, more chalets and all that where you see ladies that look like this. Wouldn't you? And hello to Weatherman right there. Yeah, Weatherman who had been absent the last few days. We hope, no, I'm guessing it was something to do with his migraines or with allergies or something. Maybe both. But hey, there's or here's one. We'll go through one of the party jokes. How many UCLA freshmen does it take to change a light bulb? None. That's a sophomore course. And Weatherman clarifies both allergies and migraines. That's why he's been absent these last few days. We've got a very nice lady here, is Miss February. And remember, that holds significance because, the month you were born, the playmates there, you're always going to look at them more closely than others. Yes, she looks very nice. So she has that, well, I can sort of, show a bit. And she has that, she seems nice. Like, hey, big boy. Yes, here is less on the vaginal area, much more on the breasts and on her buttocks, and the perspective where you could see both there, son. Now let's go to the center. Shaved is one I'm not familiar with. Well, pizza tube sock. And Miss February 2000, what are her measurements? I'll give you a few seconds to guess what Miss February 2000's measurements are before I tell them. Okay, that's enough. A 35, 30, 23, and 33. Let's see. I may look innocent, but I can be draining, wild, and seductive. Well, I mean, you said. Look her in the eyes and tell me that she cannot be a seductress. I'm pretty sure she can. And what I saw there with centerfolds in the 80s where there were perforations, so it was easy to remove the centerfolds. And this one, 2000, nope. They expect you to keep the centerfold inside. Keep that in there, that's what the Jay Giles band wanted out of us, the Angels, the centerfold. Although they also have her here with one of those red, white, and blue popsicles, those 4th of July popsicles from Good Humor. Popsicles, bahow! Fiction by Terry Bizen with a interesting illustration, but hey, it works. Weatherman says, meh, blonde. Well, then that's where I strongly disagree. Of course, still plenty of cartoons. Not as many cartoons as the day when Hefner was really directly involved in the day-to-day operation, but still, there it is. Crime fighters. But I could easily see that up in some modern gallery. Well, we got 3 gorgeous naked ladies, and they're all scuba diving, and they're wearing nothing but those big flaps on their feet. And they're playing around with dolphins, too. If the dolphins tried to force themselves on the ladies, well, the ladies would be used to it because they're playmates. Of course, they expect men to force themselves on them. And among the 3 ladies includes the previously mentioned Miss April 97, Kelly Monaco, who then became a General Hospital mainstay. And yes, we have labia. Some very, very nice labia, although Kelly Monaco must be a midget because next to the other ladies in pictures, she looks like a dwarf next to them. Well, Weatherman says that he's not into blondes, but, okay. That explains why, out of all the X-Men stuff I have, he never wants to buy any of the Emma Frost. I have the massive surplus of Emma Frost stuff because that's an X-Men creation right there he has no interest in, so I'm left with all this Emma Frost work. This one. What? Rage. Why is everyone so fucking angry? Well, I don't know, cocksucker. Oh, yeah. And, well, there's the Playmate calendar for Miss Heather Kozar. Mel Gibson's movie Payback available on VHS. And the interview is with Mr. Jeff Bezos. Yes. This is when Amazon was first really taking off online. If you remember that. Oh, yeah. And you've got the Better Sex video series continues to be advertised in full color, no less. But that's now we've got that one down. And also Dazzler. He's Weatherman also doesn't like either Dazzler or like Emma Frost. That's why I'm stuck with a surplus of Dazzler and Emma Frost. Then we've got, of course, well, I've we at least one with Pam Anderson right there, cover wise. Pandemonium. I'm surprised it took them this long to have that pun on a cover or in any spread that she did. I was about to say she's trying to give me the Spotify link to the album. Okay, well then, I drop the link right in here. I'll at least be able later to cut and paste it. Showing Tara Reid and Carson Daly. Ew. And there's a Lori Loughlin there. And the guy taking a bath in a Hershey's bar. That does not seem like it would really be good for cleaning, bathing in Hershey's. And Isabella with a $2 Canadian super chat says, I have an album. Spotify has all tracks free. Well, I mean, all right. So check out the album. Why not? And here's one. More than you've ever imagined. Our new director's cut brings you more unedited action than ever before. Girls of the Hard Rock, Best of Night Calls 411, Jamaican Me Crazy. Yes. They seem nice. So why not? And well, they have a little section that says, "You've come a long way, Jenny," but it also shows McCarthy's just new centerfold. So there's a photo we can't have. But yes, you have come a long way, Jenny. Going around, oh, you know, cartoons. A little bit right there. And that's not the only cartoon. Naked lady right there, too. Playboy sexy girls of the world, you know. I do have a taste for international travel, so why not? Find myself up in Paris. I like this one. Nice tits. Sorry, that's just the beer talking. And Jesus. Who wants to see an ad that looks like this when it comes to, you know, a Viagra competitor? But Weatherman just gifted a channel membership, so that's nice. Men of all ages agree. Herbal V is a sexual sensation. Okay. And then they've got a truck, a canoe, a off-road right there, and a bicycle. Now open your blouse and say, ah. Oh. And now with the last photo of Pam's nude spread, and they've got her nude on this format where it's every cover appearance she ever made printed along the walls. Okay. The golden age of baseball apparently was this age. Well, okay. From Pedro Martinez to Mariano Rivera, and Johnny Knoxville's the 20 questions. Got some advice for going abroad. Don't feel so good, so going back to lay down. Well, Weatherman, nice to have seen you around. Nice to see you back. Hope that you do recover better, so that there's more of you around. And it's a little because you know, with the what. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that pretty much any guy in the audience right now that has been able to make the streams that I've been doing about these probably has been a little frustrated. Now, Weatherman with his illness and all that now is not able to see this. Steroids and the guys who take them are getting bigger. You got a problem with that? Yes, my husband think it's okay to give a baby steroids. Tree pollen is Weatherman's nemesis. Okay, well, I understand that. I mean, we're all dealing with the allergies right now. And well, with Miss July 2001, oh, I can partially show you a piece right here. Seems nice. Let's see, yes, Miss Kimberly Stanfield. And the measurements being 34C, she specifies the cup, 24 and 34. But well, no, she She seems a little dirtier to me than the one we saw before. If you much prefer dirty girl, well then there's your your dirty girl right there. If you like the dirty girl type, hey, now it's if you ever wanted to see Punky Brewster in Playboy, well, there you are. I don't know why they have a picture of her up in here, but yes, there it is. For that generation that wanted to see Punky Brewster in Playboy. Oh. I'll bet from that. The arresting officer Ginger. Oh, we got a police officer doing a photo spread. That's nice. Pam got dirtier each time she spread. That is correct. Especially in the wake of everything with Tommy Lee. Here's one. Stud Aid. Here's one. Nutrition tips. Stud Aid. To increase his sexual stamina, Rod Fontana, who has appeared in more than 390 adult films, mixes a health food cocktail that includes androstenedione, Tribulus terrestris, yohimbine, DHEA-DMAE, vandanyl sulfate, niacin, pygium, choline, and pumpkin seed extract. Okay. I know what pumpkin seed extract is, so maybe I'll just go with that one. All right, we got someone named Matthews being interviewed. Who is this Matthews that they speak of? Oh, it's Chris Matthews. Interesting. Chris Matthews being interviewed by Playboy. And remember, Chris Matthews, the Me Too bullshit that led to his show getting ending. And instead of like doing some big groveling apology, he used the opening of his show to go on a big rant at everybody, tell them all fuck you. And then he just got up and left in the middle of the show. And they went and had somebody replace him in the middle of the show. And then Joy Reid took his time slot. Yeah, now that was amazing. Hats off to Chris Matthews for throwing it back in the face of those assholes that thought, oh yeah, you could go and just do that shit. I'm Chris Matthews. Who are you? Fuck you. Oh, hey, the Better Sex video series continues. Except this time now it involves weight equipment. It involves weight equipment sex. But hey, why? I ask in that situation, why not? Babe of the month, Miss Natasha Henstridge from Species, right there. I agree. Austin Woods in the chat to say memories, yes, of the way we were. And remember what I said about how there was an Olympic themed one? Here it is. September 2004, around the time of after the Athens Olympics. There it was. Just wanted to bring that one up. And because I showed you Pam Anderson, well, I, of course, had to also show Janie McCarthy. This actually was one of the first Playboys I actually looked inside. Was this one right here. So, of course, on the whole grapevine thing in the back, they have Pam Anderson. Here's a full-page ad for one of the original programs for Playboy channel, not just the Playboy channel itself. Survival of the Hottest for 7 Lives Exposed on the Playboy channel. I'll just leave this up on the screen for a bit. Toby Keith. Really hard to use the old I buy Playboy for the interviews when it's Toby Keith. Yeah. My favorite Playmate by Michael Madsen. He says Marilyn Monroe. Okay, nice. I don't disagree with the decision. And this one's got multiple cartoons here. Just leaving for you up to leave for there. That's my life. I can do it, that. Shimena sheep beautiful go. Kintama ubelip alu. Tome some gold bicho baka. Ilo nindaka ikaslu. Hi, let's go. Kikashlu. Takasuke mono, protect my balls. Daba Suis, so let's fighting. Let's fighting loud. Let's fighting loud. Another little right there. Kamiyami on the night. Oh, they be so big up a guy. Adultoso, we do it all the time. The Three Wise Men appearing in Playboy. Hi, let's go. Kikai shlu. Takasuke mono, protect my balls. Oh, because this is the January 2005 issue. That means it's January 2005. So we get the Playmate review. Well, we got some nice candidates here. Yes, we have labia. We have labia and real breasts. I'm surprised. Look, like, well, there's a couple here that look fake, but then so many others. I mean, the fact that this was in the 2000s and there were multiple women that look like they have, God given. God delivered them. They signed for them. The world keeps on spinning. It's just their breasts. It's just their breasts. I mean, wouldn't that be fun? I think you'd probably like it. Is this man the future of poker? A leftover Christmas cartoon. And Happy New Year, I guess. Merry Christmas, there filthy animal. And a Happy New Year. Oh, yeah, they got the Paris Hilton sex tape being advertised in here. And, oh, yeah, don't forget about the Janet Jackson nipple situation. Mom Descending a Staircase, a story by Neil LaBute. Neil LaBute, the director of the Nicolas Cage Wicker Man. Although the photo here contains a naked lady, so yeah. A real photo of a naked lady, but then you've got this very nice car. That looks nice, doesn't it? I think it does. Now, make and model, let's see. This is a Ferrari 612 Scaligetti. Ferrari, sabadabadi, babadabadi, babadabadida. Babadadida, babadabadida, babadabadida, babadabadida. With the bit of the Playboy. Oh, here's one. It's a cartoon, and this cartoon's actually done by Frank Thorne. Frank Thorne, the definitive artist of Red Sonja. Yeah. Besides being the original or long-running artist on the Red Sonja comic in the 70s, he also contributed a lot to Playboy, doing actual comic strips for Playboy and also doing cartoons like this. Because, yeah, F. Thorne right down there, Frank Thorne, who I saw Rob Liefeld did a nice little tribute to on social media when Frank Thorne died. Another nice looking here is Miss January 2005 is named Destiny Davis, which I know sounds like a porno name. Maybe she was one of those that thought she would be in porn, but wound up being, she wound up being more tasteful and doing Playboy instead of being in porn. Not that there haven't been Playmates who also went hardcore. I mean, come on. There's a very, very sad story of one 80s centerfold who wound up going into hardcore porn because she got a horrible, horrible accident that led to a back injury, led to an opioid addiction. That's what led to her winding up taking offers to do hardcore porn. Let's see the dimensions. 36D, 24 and 34. Although the D cups she has do look like they're God-given. I'll give her that, you know. God delivered them, she signed for them. And the world keeps on spinning. They're very nice, very nice. Oh, we get a nice little Olivia de Berardini pinup right in here. This is around the time she was the regular pinup artist for Playboy. They'd have a piece of hers right there. Blood, Sweat, and Trade Secrets by William T. Volman. Like that nice opening illustration. Okay. That's right, Jimmy Volman. Okay. Champagne with a twist. Well, if the twist involves the lady with that cute ass, I'm all for it. I'm more than for it. Here's one. Article by Anonymous. Diary of a Threesome Fanatic. Show of hands, who out there in the chat is a threesome fanatic? Just an A in the chat if you're a threesome fanatic. A in the chat. Come on. Where are the A's in the chat for the threesome fanatics? Don't lie to me. Do not lie. I know. You got you if you had a boat, you would name your boat Threesome. Hey, what are you doing there? We're trying to have we're talking about a threesome. Why are you showing up there? If you're into the lesbian couples that like to do the drag king thing, well, there you go. Modeling menswear. Ooh. Oh, was this Nope, that's not Ralph Steadman, but Digging Up Private Ryan, fiction by Christopher Buckley, with this Ralph Steadman looking illustration right here. With the little poodle. American flag, an illustration that features a French poodle. Oh, Douglas Rabbit, how to put it down. Then we get into our Jenny McCarthy bit. And yes, she's got labia on full display too. Very nice. The Sucker with Money. Now, a terrible businessman named Howard Hughes became the most legendary billionaire in history. Yes. Probably written as a complete, hatchet job out of jealousy of Howard Hughes and what he did. And also the fact that he didn't like communists. This one. Evan Williams. Here's one. The longer you wait, the better it gets. I agree to that. The longer you wait, the better it gets. Very nice. New holiday classic. The unrated version of Bad Santa on DVD. If you like a little Bad Santa, well, there he is. Toby Keith, the interview. Brought to you courtesy of the red, white, and blue. I remember that one, yes. And the Better Sex video series advertisements just keep going on. They just keep going. And we love them for that. Oh, baby, give me one more chance. Just about to do the bit out in anymore. Oh. Give it on to me. I'll think on to myself, bump it around. Oh my god, I remember seeing this advertised. Playboy the Mansion. Yes. Get the game at GameStop, EB Games, or Blockbuster. Did anybody ever actually play this game? The Playboy the Mansion is a game. Live the life. I'm now going to go and look if there's any walkthroughs of this game around here somewhere. There has to be there somewhere. Let's look this up. Playboy the Mansion on PS2. And yes, there are gameplays, there are walkthroughs and let's plays. There's even when you beat the game at the end, there's a little FMV of Hugh Hefner. Oh, here's one. Let interior designer Manti Montalbano create your love layer. And well, she is a gorgeous, gorgeous ginger girl, but I can't really show you, except for like maybe a little portion of her. Right there, she looks nice, doesn't she? That's a very, very nice ginger. Later today, they've got these mansion parties. If any of them, if this one has a Weinstein photo in it, not yet. But there is Jessica Alba there. That was this one. Oh yeah, that's the one. And then we get into the world of pro wrestling because you remember, yeah, the big one they did where Sable did Playboy in 1999, and it was like the biggest selling issue of the 90s. That then they went and a few months later had her do it again. Well, then also don't forget about later on there was the story of Tori Wilson, and then they had Tori Wilson and Sable together, and also they had Chyna multiple times, and they had some other WWE divas go and do it. Oh, and the back ad, yes. Smirnoff. They want you to drink Smirnoff. And this one, the one I just showed, also wanted booze. This time it's Jack Daniels. And Milwaukee Best Light. This one, Smirnoff on the inside, on the outside cover, inside cover, Miller Lite. They just want you totally fucking drunk. It'll get you drunk. You'll be fucking fat girls in no time. Bitch. Then again, I'm one of those that thinks that, maybe once in a while, the men of the world, you should go out there and fuck a fat girl for the sake of charity. Maybe give her a read. That'll give her good motivation to lose weight. Give her some dick. And say, hey, you got to have another sample of this if you lose 30 pounds. Playmate of the Year Party Special, 2003. Full page ad for Playboy TV we're showing. My favorite Playmate this time, it's the favorite Playmate of Nia Vardalos. The lady who starred in My Big Fat Greek Wedding. Her favorite Playmate, Anna Nicole Smith. Here's one. The Divorce Guy's Guide to Dating by Playmate Alexandria Carlson. Just a little bit of fun right there. And tall, dark, and handsome. They're referring to these drinking cups and the bar stool right there. No, thanks for me. If I'm going to get a stool, I want it to be an X-Men stool. Yes. One of those X-Men arcade stools. That's what I'm going for. Maybe some more nightwear for men to have to then just keep around for if they have a lady visiting the home. If you're gonna have a lady staying overnight, wouldn't you want them dressed like this? Just saying. Here's one. It's called FEMOS, Female Extended Multi-Orgasmic State, only $39.95. Men, have you ever helped a woman reach her female extended orgasmic state? Because you should at least try. To dream the impossible dream. I have one of those sex wedges. Liberator bedroom adventure gear. Here's one. Panty of the month. Different ad, but there's the panty of the month still there. Panty of the month club. Here's an interesting little cartoon. People mistake me, but I knew that crop circles were the work of Riverdance. Well, this was May 2003. This was when Signs was about to be in theaters, I think, or around that time when Signs was in theaters. Hey, hip hop and rock, but also Playboy college girls. I prefer to get the college girls one. Oh, another better sex video series ad. This one, they're in hay and they're on a saddle. They're on a saddle on a bale of hay. Bale of hay and saddle. Here's another cartoon. This looks like something I would have wanted to draw. Guess who? Trust me, if you had 4 arms and you could sneak up on a woman like that, wouldn't you do that with your wife or, girlfriend? Come on. Well, the last photo of Toy Wilson spread has her in a limo, and she's naked on a shag carpet in this limo, but also there's there's a copy of Raw magazine with Stone Cold Steve Austin and Vince McMahon. Now, picture yourself, you're using this to masturbate, and then you get to the last photo spread of the girl on the cover, and there's Vince McMahon and Stone Cold Steve Austin staring at you. But then before then, you've got, her in the shower, dripping wet, all naked, and she is in great shape. She was really fit, not steroidal like China, but you can tell she really, worked out seriously, really had good muscle on her, Tori Wilson. Although also her breasts here look like they're the work of Dr. Schlotkins. You can tell she's got some stomach definition, but probably, the Playboy people may have airbrushed to make them less because, the Hefner doesn't like, women that are too fit. You know how that one. Here's one. Georgia Fox from CSI. CSI had been on for a couple years at that point. Before, like, every other CBS show was like a CSI spinoff. Wet work. If you were going to go shopping for a raincoat, wouldn't you like it if the sales lady looked like that? I mean, I got to go and get new pants. Maybe I'll, look out. There'll be a lady with, there'll be a lady that looks like that to help me shop for new pants. And, well, Spider fans in the chat to say RIP to China. Well, I actually do have both of her appearances, yes. For the 9th wonder of the world, and here's a BMW bike. Looks nice, doesn't it? Very nice. The mob rules. Here's an interesting way to distract the woman that you're playing golf against. If you're out golfing with your, significant other, wouldn't you want to do this with her? It would be interesting to try to get away with that. Well, our centerfold here definitely looks like looks a lot sluttier. Miss Lori Jo Fetter. And she agrees that blondes have more fun. Or as George Carlin said, they also have more VD. I give you a few seconds to guess what her bust is. What do you think is her bust before I say it out loud? Okay, I'll say it out loud. 34D, 24, and 35. They always used to say people read Playboy for the articles, but what about reading them for the advertisements? Well, that's essentially what I'm doing. Well, they're advertising beautiful women, so why not? And no, there's some photos of her in the city I just came to visit, but I know, of course, can't show them because they're surrounded by photos of a naked lady. Here's the all Playboy team from 2003. We got Jim Edmonds, Vladimir Guerrero, Alfonso Soriano, of course, Yvonne Rodriguez, Randy Johnson, Alex Rodriguez, and Barry Bonds, and Jason Giambi. Do you agree? Well, I would say I agree. Appropriate Sex, fiction by Steve Almond. That was back when A-Rod was using steroids, yes, but before the embarrassing thing during the ALCS where he was about to ground out to first, and then he bitch slapped the ball out of the Red Sox player's hand. Remember that? It was like that. I was like kind of guy where if he was going to be like drinking tea after that, he would drink with the pinky up like this, just like that. All right. Yes. Now you know what I mean. The Velvet Rope Orgy. No thanks. High-end spirits. Look at those prices. They're not lying about them being high-end. And well, we've got a retrospective on a tribute to Herb Ritz, the great photographer who photographed multiple great supermodel Playboy spreads. He photographed Cindy Crawford's, both of her Playboy appearances, and Elle Macpherson's appearance that we showed last night, as well as Brigitte Nielsen. Well, I can't show them to you, but they're very nice. Do you have the Women of Starbucks issue? Actually, no. That's one I don't have. Maybe I'll work that in sometime tomorrow to be able to go up and go to John K. King tomorrow, maybe. I might work that out tomorrow. China Syndrome 2003. If you're familiar with nuclear meltdowns. And not just the one my father would have anytime he heard a woman speak. We got Billy Bob Thornton as the interview. Do you remember what it was like to have that man with the French fried taters? I remember that. Them feathers taste like corn. If you remember when Blade and Sling Blade were together in the movie Blades. I remember them fellers. And better taste like corn. Where's your partner? He's out getting French fries. Right there. You might just have a little bit of that, honey. Well, I like beach bunnies. How about you? Just you know, a bit of fun. Then we go into this lady right here who looks like she came straight from the era of Russ Meyer movies. Best guess girl ever? Well, when you have Claudia Schiffer and Anna Nicole Smith to compare her to, I'm not so sure, but the voluptuous beauty from Wedding Crashers and Guess Jeans in an amazing pictorial. Well, I happen to be very familiar with this issue, and I agree that yes, her pictorial is nice. Oh yes, and of course, Jose Cuervo. Get your ass drunk. Drink, motherfucker, drink. Drink, pussy, pussy, pussy. Drink, pussy, drink. Drink, you fucking this girl. Drink your fucking pussy. Drink more, goddammit. Drink, 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 drink. Drink responsibly. Here, drink more. You fucking this girl. And wearing a tuxedo in this car. You space should now. Drink, pussy, pussy, pussy. Drink, drink, drink more. Drink, you fucking pussy. Yeah, South Park being a little late on the trigger to be making fun of those drink responsibly commercials. Those bits that would have drink responsibly at the end. White Collar Slackers Handbook. Yes, you probably understand the significance of some of these pages being stuck together. I'll you know why. The sushi was nice. It's never too late to learn the ropes. Ogoplex Pure Extract, but then we've got these cartoons. Here's one. Looks like it would have been, it sort of looks like that early show on the Adult Swim lineup, Home Movies. Does anybody else remember Home Movies? A little bit right there. Oh yes. Well, the cover model there definitely was very nice. Well, I can show you this picture, which also looks like something straight from Faster Pussycat Kill Kill. Or if you remember the White Zombie song Thunder Kiss 65 that samples the dialogue from the movie. I hope she had kids and put those jugs to the use they're made for. They're made for providing milk. I think she did provide milk, at least I hope she did. Well. And we've got Nick in the chat right there. So, all right there. Let's see. Oh, yes. Work went from being slow as hell to being crazy busy right at lunch. Hope everyone's having a good time in the stream tonight. Yes. Well. Everybody say hello to Nick on here on his break as we are at the next to last issue of a little retrospective tonight. Well, oh, well, yeah, that one, that thumbnail, that's an issue I don't have actually. That's one where I was just looking for like a high resolution photo of a Playboy cover. And that one, the model on the cover, she was, yeah, Miss January 99. And then after that, she was on this like Baywatch parody show. So, of course, her being a centerfold, they had her do a cover spread for Playboy again to promote the movie and to promote the show, I mean. And yeah, that was the model that went on, and that model wound up marrying David Boreanaz from Angel. Yeah. I joked before, but yeah, the millennial cat ladies that all love Buffy and all that, and looked at Angel, and they all thought, oh no, they all wanted to mount him like a wild bronco or whatever. But then in real life, yeah, you look at Angel, and no, he's not dating a lady that looks like you. He's going off and marrying Miss January 99. Oh, yes. And Ewan McGregor being interviewed. Well, this is August 2005. So, yeah, it makes sense. And then there's a. Don't you love watercolors? I do. All right. We got 20 questions. 20 questions. Who's the 20 questions? No. I find her obnoxious, but I'm pretty sure somebody around here finds her attractive. Kate Hudson. And there's old school, something to do with golf. I don't really play golf, so I'll leave this up to anybody who's actually a golf enthusiast around here. Email from YouTube incoming in 3, 2, 1. So far, no, actually. You. Oh, well, this does not seem like a happy couple. But now so sometimes marriages have problems. I understand that. We've got another Olivia de Berdini piece. Very nice. Very perfectly airbrushed right there. And well, we've got a very no. We've got a very, very she looks like a nice girl. Our Miss August 2005. Kind of a Samara Whitmer, I think is her name. Let's see. Oh no, Tamara. That's it. Tamara Whitmer. No, Miss August 2005. Miss Tamara Whitmer. She looks like a. And let's look at. Well, we've got DB Wild in the chat right here, and he says, "Luke, your thumbnails always intrigue me, and I like to stick around, but just got to work, so got to focus on my own crap. Keep doing you, brother. Have fun and all. Well, then everybody say hello to DB Wild there in the chat as well. Right now, what have we got to look at? Well, we can guess the measurements on our lady right here. You've got 5 seconds to guess Tamara Whitmer's measurements before I tell you them. Okay, 34C, 24, and 34. And well, well, I hope she found the right man. And yes, we have shorn labia here, completely shorn, completely visible, and well, no. As DB Wild's got right there, yeah, rock on, yeah. The labia, the shorn, and very, very, very nice. And we've got more labia. Yep, on both pages here. Very high and tight. Very, very high and tight. It's a miracle we've just arrived and the men are already teaching the natives our customs. We got the NFL preview. Of course, it'd be in the mid-2000s. That means they're going to have Tom Brady there somewhere. Weight of the Moon, fiction by Madison Smart Bell. But nice little illustration right there. Got a naked lady getting milk poured on her, which can be very exfoliating. Apparently, all these ladies work for Cirque du Soleil. Then there's the Playboy store. Steelers stole the 2005 Super Bowl from the Seahawks, for your information. Well, I haven't come across that in a while, so I don't know. Oh, there's Ewan McGregor as expected. Oh, here, no. I thought they're so progressive. What's Playboy doing having an American flag in an issue? A Confederate flag in the issue. Although these days, yes, if they're so left-wing and progressive, yes, just having the American flag in an issue and it's not getting burnt or shot at is considered a crime. It'll get you drunk. Sky Vodka as being advertised by Heather Graham. That's nice. And we now get to the grand finale right here. Which is strange because the thread I found with those nice high-resolution photos included one of this lady right here who became a Playmate and then became Playmate of the Year. Well, they don't have booze. Instead, they've got Skull. Come on. Smoke, dip that tobacco, or, get some of that shit. It's funny here. The next month, they're advertising. They were going to do a retrospective on Playmate Kelly Monaco, and they say Kelly Monaco cuts a rug, and you see bush. Is that what they mean by rug? Oh yeah, your upload today, Luke. Oprah and Oprah's friend and Katy Perry going up in the phallic-looking spaceship. Like, are they serious? Why is the rocket ship? Oh yes, the Blue Origin rocket, which is now. I know people really are saying things about, about rockets being phallic or being like dicks or whatever. But then look at that and no, that's just a dildo that's going into outer space. Yeah, it's the rocket. It looks like a huge dick. Check out starboard. Oh my God, that rocket's like a pecker. No, wait, that's not a woodpecker. It looks like someone's privates. We have an unidentified flying object. It is a long, smooth shaft equipped with two balls. Oh, hey, it looks like a huge wang. Pay attention. I was distracted by its huge penis, the male reproductive organ, also known as tallywhacker, schlong, and wiener. Anyone else looking at another wiener? Well, here's a grapevine photo as I can show you. Jessica Simpson doing that music video for her Dukes of Hazzard movie. There's one looks very cold, and Jessica Alba there, very sheer. Yes. Nick is the one reminding us all that Austin Powers is real life now. Flesh for fantasy. The tall blonde one you see right there, Brandy Roderick, she's the Playmate of the Year that recently appeared in a film threat stream because she wrote, produced, directed, and self-financed a horror film that Chris Gore interviewed for on a stream for Film Threat, where she apparently sold her house to fund the movie herself. Yes. When you look at it, yeah, the last woman on Earth you would expect to want to go write, produce, direct, and self-finance a horror film. Playmate of the Year 2001. And also, she was one of the last Baywatch babes. Yeah, she was on like the last season of the show before they went to Hawaii, and then stayed on the show when they went to Hawaii. Jessica Simpson was super hot for like 5 seconds in 2005 and then was done. Definition of flash in the pan. Oh, yeah. I mean, even if there were people that still went out there that didn't realize she was a flash in the pan and kept on watching stuff she was in, like If you remember, Dane Cook's first big star vehicle as a movie Employee of the Month, which I did like. I mean, I saw it in the theater and my dad got the DVD for it, but trust me, he had nothing to say or think about Dane Cook before or after that. It's just that he just wanted to see Jessica Simpson's tits in another movie. So he went out and saw Employee. He took me to see Employee of the Month opening weekend and then got the DVD. And now I think you can see that movie on Tubi. Well, actually, Spider-Fan says Brandy Roderick has aged well. I agree. If you saw that stream, on Film Threat, you know why. Because then here she is again modeling some other Playboy wear. And I actually do have her Playmate of the Year issue as well. I realize this is a hobby, but should you at least buy some paints? Well, this is definitely a cartoonist I'm a fan of from this era. He certainly knows how to render women. Almost as good as Frank Thorne of Red Sonja fame, and I showed you the cartoons he did for Playboy. There's a Halloween Spooktacular featuring Elvira. Here's a Dirty Duck by Bobby London. But we all know what you're really getting to, what you want to see. Yes, the Better Sex video series advertisements continue. And yes, this does have the girls of the Pac-10, which includes USC and all that. As well as in this spread, we have multiple future centerfolds, including, yes, the cover girl who would become a centerfold and then Playmate of the Year. And we've got some lesbian makeout from the University of Arizona. Because, well, why not? Including the one future centerfold who then also wound up being, against gender reassignment for kids and against vaccines. So then Antifa wound up putting a bounty on her head on the internet. Standard procedure. And here is the centerfold we got for this one. Open Page. Oh, yes. Yeah, I know her name is Paige, but, Amanda Page. But because I think around that time was when Kevin Costner did that Western Open range, remember? Well, when it comes to the idea of the centerfold being, the girl next door, well, this certainly fits. Spider-Man says, I'm surprised Elvira never did a Playboy photo shoot. She may have, or either that, or I think may have been like a thing with like Penthouse instead, like Penthouse or whatever. Maybe I'll have to look into that. Cassandra Peterson being her actual name, so I have to look into that. Oh, hey, she also likes Cheerios, so that's fun. I still have multi-grain Cheerios and all that. Oh, here's the of course. Post-it notes do have their uses, but luckily, oh my God, she does have a. Remember what I said about, I can assure you that she has her real breasts, and also that is a real beautiful ass. That's not a circus clown ass that rappers, stripper, baby mamas, and the Kardashians want to convince you is attractive. The kind that actually are implants to make women look like circus clowns. No, not that. Not with this lady. This is just right. This is nice. Very, very nice. All around there. The kind that almost is like, almost as nice as Rogue's ass in the X-Men cartoon. Almost as nice, not as nice. But still very much, I could easily imagine her in that getup in front of, crouched down in front of Apocalypse. Then we got a nice 2-page photo right here. Very nice. And yes, there is some nice labia. And yes, it is shorn. And right before we get to the centerfold, there she is in the stacks. They have a nice little library set up for her. Very, very, very good. Would you spank her? She is being very naughty in a public place, so I would say spank her. And well, 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 look at what we got here. Miss October 2005. All right. Or actually, yes. The type of stuff Greg Land used to trace. I actually did see Greg Land act C2E2 this weekend, but I didn't bring anything for him to sign. I do have trades of Sojourn that he did for CrossGen. If I see him at a subsequent convention, maybe I will go and bring Sojourn or something for him to sign. Or maybe even like I'm actually vaguely interested in getting Matt Fraction, that fuckwit's Uncanny X-Men run, because of the issues where Greg Land was the artist. So there's that, yes. And yes, I don't give a shit what idiots like Rich Johnston and idiots that believe Rich Johnston has anything interesting to say want to complain about. Greg Land is a skilled artist, so they can all go fuck themselves for disagreeing otherwise. They're the same idiots that will pretend that the transgendered transracial morons that are pretend to be autistic and identify as a pachycephalosaurus and scream at the Orange Man bat all day long, and all they do artistically is wave a plastic pen over a Wacom tablet and pretend that they're artists. No, you're idiots. That's why I'll take Greg Land over your asses any day. Let's see. Spider-Fan asks, how was C2E2? C2E2 was absolutely positively great. That was amazing. That was astounding. And that was a great one to have. Great one. No wonder that's such a big show. And Nick brings up, Jessica Simpson had that one really good song, and that was it. Is she even still around? Has she done Playboy before? She never did Playboy or anything like that, but I mean, if you had fun memories of her jugs, well, you can rewatch Employee of the Month, the Dukes of Hazzard movie, if you want to. Actually, Nick, Playboy went exclusively digital in like 2020, but now recently they made a big announcement that they're going to go back into print media and that they're going to go back to, the old way of the centerfold. That's the girl next door and all that, ladies that look like this, that, instead of like Lizzo or, dudes in the Playboy Club bunny outfit, that crap. No, they're leaving all that behind in favor of, actual what the company was known for, what the branding is known for. That sort of detail. But yes, I could easily see Greg Land being into, using stuff like this and tracing stuff like this. As I remove all the Post-it notes. The mob rule. How to say that away. And let's with the cover here. Wow, that painted on jersey looks really cool, and I like her hair. Yeah, I remember after this, this lady eventually wound up being the replacement host for Olivia Munn on Attack of the Show. Yeah, and they did have a segment where they had her go and attend the World Naked Bike Ride, which is a real annual event. And Nick says, well, I got to go. Have a good night. Well, all right, everybody. Wish Nick a good night right there and hope that the rest of the night goes easy. Except right here, we don't get to see her labia. They have her angled at just the right way so her labia is invisible. But hey, no. But body painted can be fun. And hello to Forever Lost, who just came in here at this second. Where? No, but hey, Playboy put out a print issue recently. Yeah, that I saw people that there was a talk about that about the big return of Playboy, and well, if it's back in circulation at places like Barnes and Noble or whatever, maybe the Barnes and Noble up in Troy, I'll go and hit that up sometime soon, maybe tomorrow, maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but some other time significant. Spider-Fan says that Sarah Jean Underwood is hot, but was overrated and was overmarketed, in my opinion. I actually would agree to that. Yes, yes, yes. They really were trying to make her like another, like they were trying to artificially make like a new Pam Anderson, a new Jenny McCarthy or whatever. But the best she could do was, co-hosting Attack of the Show. That's although the segments they had her do were fun, like when they had her dressed as Padme in the in Attack of the Clones and had her in a sexy car wash. Right. I mean, I shown it. Oh yeah. Trying to see if I could find. Oh wait. Oh yep, I got it. I got it going. Booba nights are grand and milky. Yes. And trust me, there will be art streams with more attractive ladies in there. Do not worry. Let me just make sure the quality is the best it can be as I show you a little something of a little bit of that. Very nice. Oh, that's good. And a little bit of definition in her arms you can see right there. So that's well, she looks like fun, doesn't she? I'd definitely say so. Forever says Playboy was way more tame than I thought. Well, when you're looking at Hustler and stuff like that, yes, 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 it is much more tame. And then there's something like this. Oh yeah. Doing a little little Star Wars car wash right there, surrounded by the slave Leias. And yes, at C2E2 there was a slave Leia I saw. Very, very, very nice. Well, maybe now I should go and try to get my license so then I can get a car to attend something like this. What would you think? I think it would be fun. It could be fun. Let's go and okay, skip this part to get to more of the action of the ladies. There you are, a little more. And now here's Miss Underwood herself coming on in. Oh, yeah. And yes, she does have that ass you just want to spank and spank and spank. Isn't that a little? Now that is American fun right there. That I applaud. Good. Here's an interesting story. Forever says, I worked in a building as a custodian and a guy died in the building. He had no family to clean his place, so he had to clean his place. And boy, let me tell you, he had thousands of Playboys. Well, I can relate to the Playboys part. Yep. But then again, you all already know that. But, I'm pretty sure John Delarose would not approve. But then again, John Delarose just naturally comes off as that condescending type of stereotype of Christian guy who looks down upon everybody that doesn't exactly quote the Bible to him, fulfilling a little thing like that. Spider Fan says, this reminds me of that old Paris Hilton Carl's Jr. commercial. Well, maybe. But now this is the moment where I give you all the last call. If you enjoyed this, that was the last call for super chats, the last call for channel memberships, and the last call for donations into my art store. Right there. And you can enjoy a little something like the Italian comic right here, Butterscotch, which yes, I do have. And thanks to Chicago Comics, me getting this. Oh yeah. Just a bit of fun. This is how the Italians do comics. And let's just say I enjoy it very much. I very do enjoy it. And yes, there is labia here. Yes, Houston, we have labia. Plenty of labia for you to enjoy. But that is for all of you to bring up here on these very last moments we have as we round out of this stream, so we can all get back on to the rest of the night with everything I have to do, with everything else I have to take care of and all that, because there is a big time and a big night and a big day and a big morning ahead for me right there. All time, every time, all day, every day. So you can think about making the bank. While going my thinking, climbing. Earth is my cloud. Oh, baby, now. So, well, until then, I want to thank you all for watching. Subscribe to the channel, hit 10,000 subs, become a member today, and shop my art store with the second link below where you can buy my art or you can commission me, or you can support me directly with a donation. So, remember, tomorrow I'll have my shorts at 5 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 and 6. I'll have a new video at 6:30, and I'll be live again at 10. So, felines, slam it, lick it, suck it.